A retired firefighter from New Jersey sold his home for $420,000. He moved to a small Florida town most people have never heard of. He bought a 3-bedroom house with a screened porch and a 2-car garage. His total cost was $148,000. He pocketed over $250,000 from the move. He now pays 0 state income tax on his pension. His property taxes are under $1,200 a year, and he lives 22 minutes from the beach. When his former colleagues visit him in January, they stand in his backyard in shorts. Then they fly back to Newark and shovel snow for 3 more months. His exact words on a firefighter retirement forum were simple: "I did not retire to Florida. I escaped to Florida, and I have no idea why I waited so long." Here is the problem with retiring to Florida. Everyone assumes it is too expensive now. Miami is out of reach. Naples might as well be Monte Carlo. Tampa has exploded in price. Jacksonville is climbing fast. Orlando is theme park tax on everything. So people give up on the Florida dream entirely. They retire to Ohio or Indiana and stare out the window at gray skies from October until April. But here is what nobody tells you. Florida is not one housing market. It is dozens of completely separate markets pretending to share a state border. And while the famous cities got expensive, dozens of smaller towns stayed shockingly affordable. We are counting down 12 of them. Real towns with real services. Median home prices you will not believe. Warm weather, 12 months a year, in 0 state income tax on every dollar of retirement income. One town on this list has median homes under $130,000. Another gives you Gulf Coast sunsets for less than most people pay in Chicago suburbs. And the #1 pick is so affordable that retirees there say the hardest part of living in Florida is convincing friends back home that the prices are real. Like this video if you have ever closed a Florida Zillow tab because the prices made your stomach hurt. Subscribe because this channel finds affordable Florida towns using real data instead of real estate agent fantasies. Let us count them down. Number 12. Palatka, Florida. Most Floridians have never even heard of this town. It sits on the St. Johns River in Putnam County. Population is about 10,000 people. Median home price is around $128,000. I need you to sit with that number for a second. $128,000 in Florida. Property taxes run about 0.89% of assessed value. That equals roughly $1,100 a year on the median home. About $92 a month in property taxes. Cost of living is approximately 24% below the national average. Palatka has a charming historic downtown along the river. There are antique shops, local restaurants, and genuine small-town character. The Ravine Gardens State Park is right in town, and it is stunning. Azaleas bloom every spring and cover the ravines in color. Healthcare access comes through Putnam Community Medical Center. St. Augustine is only 45 minutes east if you want beach access. Gainesville is about an hour south for University Hospital level care. Here is the honest downside. Palatka has higher poverty rates than the state average. Some neighborhoods show visible economic struggle. Job opportunities are extremely limited if you need supplemental income. Shopping options are basic. You will drive 30 to 45 minutes for major retail. And this is genuinely small-town Florida, not resort Florida, but at $128,000 with no state income tax. A retired couple from Connecticut could sell their home and literally buy 2 houses here with cash left over. That math changes retirement completely. Number 11, Sebring. Number 11, Sebring, Florida, known as the City on the Circle. It sits in Highlands County in Central Florida. Population is about 10,000. Median home price is approximately $152,000. Sebring sits on Lake Jackson, a beautiful freshwater lake right in town. The historic downtown circles around a small lake, creating a unique town center. Cost of living runs about 18% below the national average. Property taxes are roughly 0.9%. The Sebring International Raceway puts this town on the global map every year. The 12-hour endurance race brings international attention. Then the town goes back to being quiet, affordable, and peaceful. Healthcare is solid, with AdventHealth Sebring serving the region. The climate is classic inland Florida. Hot summers with afternoon thunderstorms. Mild winters that rarely dip below 50 degrees. The downside is real isolation from major cities. Orlando is about 90 minutes north. Tampa is about 2 hours west. There is no nearby beach unless you drive over an hour. Summer heat without ocean breezes is genuinely intense. And the town is small enough that entertainment options are limited. But for retirees who want lake living in Florida at these prices, Sebring delivers something coastal towns cannot match on costs. Number 10, DeLand. Number 10, DeLand, Florida. And DeLand is going to surprise a lot of people on this list. It sits in Volusia County, about 30 minutes from Daytona Beach. Population is around 40,000. Median home price is approximately $210,000. Higher than some entries, but listen to what you get. DeLand has one of the best historic downtowns in all of Florida. Main Street DeLand won the Great American Main Street Award. That is a national recognition very few towns ever receive. Stetson University is located here. That means cultural events, lectures, sports, and an educated community. The Athens Theater was built in 1921 and still hosts live performances. Boutique shops and local restaurants line the brick streets downtown. DeLand is the skydiving capital of the world. Seriously. More skydives happen here than almost anywhere on Earth. You do not have to jump out of a plane, but it tells you about the energy of this town. Daytona Beach is 30 minutes east. Orlando is 45 minutes south. You have major city access without major city prices. Property taxes run about 1.03%. Cost of living is about 8% below the national average. The downside is that DeLand has been discovered. Prices are rising as remote workers and retirees move in. If you wait 2 more years, this entry might not qualify for an affordable list. Hurricane risk exists, even inland from the occasional strong storm. And summer heat plus humidity is standard Central Florida intensity. But a town with this much character at these prices this close to the beach. DeLand is the kind of place that makes people angry. They did not find it sooner. Number 9. Winter Haven, number 9. Winter Haven, Florida! The chain of Lake City, sitting in Polk County between Tampa and Orlando. Population about 50,000. Median home price is approximately $195,000. Winter Haven has over 50 lakes within the city limits. 50 lakes That is not a typo! The chain of lakes trail system connects many of them for walking, biking, and kayaking. Legoland, Florida is technically in Winter Haven, which brings tourism revenue. The downtown has seen significant revitalization in recent years. New restaurants, breweries, and shops have opened along the main corridors. Tampa is about 50 minutes west. Orlando is about 45 minutes east. Lakeland is just 20 minutes north. You are centrally located between Florida's two biggest metro areas. Healthcare is accessible through multiple regional facilities. Cost of living runs about 12% below the national average. Property taxes are approximately 1.1%. The downside is that Polk County is inland Florida, no ocean beaches without at least an hour drive. Summer heat is intense without coastal breezes. Interstate for corridor traffic is some of the worst in America, and while revitalization is happening, it is still in progress in some areas. But 50 lakes, central location, and homes under 200,000. Winter Haven quietly offers one of the best value propositions in Florida. Number 8, Brooksville. Number 8, Brooksville, Florida. This one flies completely under the radar. It sits in Hernando County, about an hour north of Tampa. Population is roughly 10,000 in the city, with more in the surrounding area. Median home price is approximately $175,000. Brooksville sits on rolling hills, which is genuinely unusual for Florida. People joke that Florida is flat. Brooksville did not get the memo. The elevation changes give neighborhoods actual views and terrain variety. Historic homes line the downtown area. The Hernando County Courthouse is a stunning piece of old Florida architecture. Weeki Wachee Springs State Park is minutes away. One of Florida's most unique natural attractions with crystal clear spring water. The Nature Coast is your coastline here. Not white sand resort beaches, but natural, undeveloped Gulf Coast shoreline. Cost of living is about 14% below the national average. Property taxes run approximately 0.85%. Tampa is about an hour south. Ocala is about 45 minutes north. The downside is limited shopping and dining compared to larger cities. Healthcare requires some driving for specialized care. The town is quiet in a way that some retirees find too quiet. And the Nature Coast is beautiful, but very different from typical Florida beach expectations. But rolling hills, springs, natural coast, and homes under 180,000. Brooksville is the Florida that tourists never see, but retirees love. We are halfway through and the deals are getting better. The top 4 on this list have prices that seem like they belong in a different state entirely. And number 1 is a Florida town where retirees live comfortably on Social Security alone. Comfortably. Keep watching. Number 7, Leesburg. Number 7, Leesburg, Florida. Sitting in Lake County in central Florida. Population, around 28,000. Median home price is approximately $185,000. Leesburg sits on the Harris chain of lakes, some of the best bass fishing in the entire state. The Venetian Gardens Park sits on the lake shore and it is genuinely beautiful. Waterfront paths, pavilions, and playgrounds right in town. Leesburg is close to the Villages, which is the massive retirement community nearby. But Leesburg gives you a real town with real character instead of a planned community. No HOA fees. No mandatory golf cart paths. No community rules about your mailbox color. Just an actual Florida town where you own your property and live your life. Downtown Leesburg has been revitalized with local restaurants and shops. The Mardi Gras Festival each year draws tens of thousands of visitors. Orlando is about 45 minutes south. Ocala is about 30 minutes north. Cost of living is roughly 10% below the national average. Property taxes are about 1%. The downside is summer heat without any coast nearby. Lake County lacks the beach access that many Florida retirees prioritize. Some areas around Leesburg are still developing, and proximity to the Villages means the surrounding area is changing rapidly. But genuine lakefront Florida living under $190,000 without HOA fees or retirement community rules. Leesburg offers independence that planned communities simply cannot. Number 6. Crystal River. Number 6. Crystal River, Florida. The Manatee capital of the world. Population is only about 3,000 in the city proper, but the surrounding Citrus County area serves about 30,000. Median home price is approximately $165,000. Crystal River is one of the most unique places in all of Florida. The springs here maintain a constant 72 degrees year-round. Hundreds of manatees migrate here every winter. You can literally swim with manatees in Crystal River. Not at a theme park. In nature. In your town. Three Sisters Springs is a national wildlife refuge right in the community. The Kings Bay area offers stunning natural beauty that feels untouched. This is the nature coast of Florida. Natural springs, rivers, and undeveloped Gulf shoreline. The Gulf of Mexico is accessible, but the coast here is natural, not developed resort beach. Cost of living is about 16% below the national average. Property taxes run approximately 0.8%. Ocala is about 40 minutes east. Tampa is about 90 minutes south. Healthcare is available through Citrus Memorial Hospital. The downside is extreme isolation from major cities. Shopping is limited to basics. Dining options are few compared to any metro area. The nature coast is beautiful, but it is not what most people picture when they imagine Florida beaches. And the community is very small, which means very limited social options for some people. But swimming with manatees in crystal clear springs while paying $165,000 for a home, Crystal River offers an experience you literally cannot get anywhere else on earth at this price. Number 5. Sanford. Number 5. Sanford, Florida, the historic waterfront gateway to Central Florida. Sitting on the southern shore of Lake Monroe. Population about 63,000. Median home price is approximately $220,000. Sanford has one of the best historic downtowns in Central Florida. First Street is lined with brick buildings, restaurants, breweries, and boutique shops. The Sanford Riverwalk runs along Lake Monroe with stunning sunset views. The Wayne Dench Performing Arts Center hosts live shows in a beautifully restored 1923 theater. SunRail commuter train connects Sanford to downtown Orlando. The Orlando-Sanford International Airport is right here. That means direct flights without fighting Orlando international traffic. Craft breweries have made Sanford a destination for food and drink. The city has genuine cultural energy that most affordable Florida towns completely lack. Orlando is about 25 minutes south. Daytona Beach is about 40 minutes east. Cost of living is about 5% below the national average. Property taxes are approximately 1.05%. The downside is Sanford has been discovered and prices are climbing. Some neighborhoods still have higher crime that requires careful research. Traffic on Interstate 4 is notorious. And summer heat in Central Florida is intense, from June through September, but a walkable historic downtown on a lake with train access to Orlando at this price. Sanford is the affordable Florida town with big city cultural energy. Number 4. Panama City. Number 4. Panama City, Florida. Not Panama City Beach. Panama City proper, the actual city across the Hathaway Bridge. Population, about 37,000. Median home price, approximately $190,000. While Panama City Beach charges tourist premium prices. The city side of the bridge gives you bay views and beach access within 15 minutes at dramatically lower costs. St. Andrews is a neighborhood in Panama City with genuine waterfront charm. Local seafood restaurants, marinas, and bay access without the tourist circus across the bridge. Tyndall Air Force Base provides economic stability. Bay Medical Center serves the region for healthcare. The bay itself offers world-class fishing, kayaking, and boating. Cost of living is approximately 12% below the national average. Property taxes run about 0.9%. Hurricane Michael devastated this area in 2018. That is an honest reality that cannot be ignored. But rebuilding brought newer construction at modern hurricane codes. Some of the best home values in all of coastal Florida exist because of post-hurricane rebuilding. A retired teacher from Georgia bought a Bayview home for $178,000. She drives to the beach in 12 minutes. She watches sunsets over St. Andrews Bay from her screened porch every single evening. Her words to a retirement Facebook group were memorable. People pay $500,000 for this view in South Florida. I paid less than my daughter's apartment costs in Atlanta. The downside beyond. Hurricane risks is the area is still rebuilding in some sections. Insurance costs are higher than inland Florida, and Panama City's economy is still recovering from the storm. But coastal Florida, with bay views under $200,000. That value exists almost nowhere else in the state right now. Top 3. These are the Florida towns where the retirement math gets almost ridiculous. Where your Social Security check alone might cover your entire monthly housing cost. In Florida. With sunshine. Without snow. Let us finish this. Number 3. Dunnellon. Number 3. Dunnellon, Florida. The town that sits at the confluence of the Rainbow River and the Withlacoochee River. Population about 2,000 in town, with about 20,000 in the surrounding area. Median home price is approximately $145,000. The Rainbow River is one of the most beautiful natural waterways in all of Florida. Crystal clear, spring-fed water that flows year-round at 72 degrees. Rainbow Springs State Park is right here, and it is jaw-dropping. Natural springs create waterfalls that look like they belong in Costa Rica, not Central Florida. Tubing down the Rainbow River is a local tradition. Kayaking through crystal clear water where you can see every fish beneath you. This is Old Florida, the Florida that existed before theme parks and condominiums. Ocala is about 20 minutes north. Tampa is about 90 minutes south. The Gulf Coast is accessible within an hour. Cost of living is about 20% below the national average. Property taxes run approximately 0.82%. On a $145,000 home, your annual property taxes are roughly $1,190, about $99 a month. The downside is, Dunnellon is very small and very rural. Shopping means driving to Ocala. Dining options in town are extremely limited. Healthcare requires travel for anything beyond basics. Social opportunities are few, unless you actively build community. And summers in inland Florida without coastal breezes are hot and humid beyond what many northerners expect. But crystal clear rivers, natural springs, and $145,000 homes in Florida. Dunnellon is nature retirement at a price that makes people question reality. Number 2, Ocala. Number 2, Ocala, Florida, the horse capital of the world. And one of the best kept secrets in Florida retirement. Population about 65,000. Median home price approximately $178,000. Ocala sits in Marion County, surrounded by horse farms, rolling hills, and natural springs. The Ocala National Forest is the second largest national forest in the eastern United States. Silver Spring State Park has glass-bottom boat tours on crystal clear spring water. Horse farms with white fences line the roads in every direction. The landscape looks more like Kentucky bluegrass country than typical Florida. Downtown Ocala has a charming historic square with restaurants and shops. The Appleton Museum of Art brings genuine cultural programming. The Riley Art Center hosts performances year-round. Cost of living is about 15% below the national average. Property taxes are approximately 0.87%. Healthcare is strong with Advent Health Ocala and several regional medical facilities. Gainesville is 40 minutes north with University of Florida level healthcare access. Orlando is about 90 minutes south. The Gulf Coast is approximately 70 minutes west. A retired Marine from Virginia moved to Ocala 3 years ago. He bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a half-acre lot for $162,000. His property taxes are $1,400 a year. His total monthly housing cost with a paid-off home is under $400, including insurance, taxes, and utilities. Under $400 a month. In Florida, he told a veteran's retirement forum, something that stuck with me. My pension covered a tiny apartment in Virginia. In Ocala, it covers a house with land, and I bank half my Social Security every month. The downside is Ocala is inland. No beach without at least an hour of driving. Summer heat is brutal without ocean breezes. Some areas of Marion County have higher crime that requires neighborhood-level research. And while the area is growing, it is still limited compared to Orlando or Tampa for entertainment. But horse country beauty, national forest access, springs, and homes under $180,000 with a cost of living 15% below average in a no-income tax state. Ocala is arguably the best overall value in all of Florida retirement right now. Number 1, Port St. Joe. Number 1. And this is the one that changes how you think about Florida retirement entirely. Port St. Joe, Florida. Population, roughly 4,000. Sitting on the Gulf of Mexico and Gulf County in the Florida Panhandle. Median home price, approximately $185,000. For Gulf Coast, Florida. With actual beaches! White sand. Clear, emerald green, water. Port St. Joe sits on St. Joseph Bay, one of the most pristine bodies of water on the entire Gulf Coast. Cape San Blas extends south of town. It is consistently ranked among the best beaches in the entire United States. Not the best affordable beaches, the best beaches, period. Dr. Beach has ranked Cape San Blas in his top 10 list nationally, and it is virtually empty compared to Destin or Panama City Beach. No high-rise condos, no tourist strip, no spring break chaos. Just white sand meeting emerald water with almost nobody on it. St. Joseph Peninsula State Park is here. It is one of the most beautiful state parks in all of Florida. Pristine beaches, camping, kayaking, and wildlife in an untouched setting. Port St. Joe's downtown has been quietly revitalized. Local seafood restaurants serve Gulf-caught fish and oysters. Small shops and cafes line Reed Avenue. The pace of life is genuinely slow in a way that most Florida beach towns have completely lost. Cost of living is about 17% below the national average. Property taxes run approximately 0.75% on a $185,000 home that is roughly $1,380 a year. About $115 a month in property taxes. Florida charges no state income tax. Social Security is untaxed. Pension income is untaxed. Investment withdrawals are untaxed. Your retirement dollars go further here than in almost any other beach town in America. A retired postal worker from Michigan moved to Port St. Joe 4 years ago. She sold her 3-bedroom home in Grand Rapids for $260,000. She bought a home in Port St. Joe for $172,000. She pocketed almost $90,000. Her total monthly housing cost with a paid-off home is under $350. She walks to the bay in the morning. She drives to Cape San Blas in 12 minutes. She eats fresh Gulf oysters at local restaurants where dinner for 2 costs $35. She told a retirement group online, something I have not been able to stop thinking about. I spent 30 years delivering mail in Michigan winters. Now I watch dolphins from my porch in January. My house costs less than my old one. My taxes are lower. My heating bill is almost zero. I keep waiting for someone to tell me this is not real. Nobody has. So why is Port St. Joe this affordable? Because Hurricane Michael hit this area in 2018. Because it is 2 hours from the nearest major city. Because there is no major employer or industry beyond tourism and fishing. Because it is small and isolated and does not have big box stores or chain restaurants. And because it was never developed into a resort destination the way Destin and 308 were, all of those reasons are exactly why the prices stayed low. And exactly why the town stayed beautiful. The downside is completely real. Hurricane risk is serious and insurance reflects that. Isolation means driving for major shopping and specialized healthcare. Job opportunities are almost non-existent. The town is tiny and social options are limited. Internet connectivity can be inconsistent in some areas. And if a major hurricane hits again, the reality will be devastating. But here is why Port St. Joe is number 1. Because nowhere else in America can you get a top-ranked national beach. Emerald green, Gulf water, white sand that looks like powdered sugar. A quiet town with genuine character. Homes under $190,000. Property taxes under $1,200 a year. And zero state income tax on every dollar of retirement income. That combination does not exist anywhere else. Not at this price, not at this quality. Not with this level of natural beauty. Port St. Joe is the Florida retirement dream at a price that most people refuse to believe until they see it with their own eyes. 12 Florida towns from $128,000 to $220,000. All real. All warm. All tax-free on retirement income. None of them requiring you to be wealthy to afford them. The question is simple. Would you trade Miami, glamour, and Orlando convenience for a small Florida town where your retirement actually works financially? Drop your answer in the comments. Yes! Affordable Florida beats expensive Florida every time. Or no, I need the big city amenities regardless of cost. Like this video if you just learned that Florida retirement does not require a 6-figure down payment. Subscribe because this channel finds the affordable Florida towns that real estate agents are not showing you. Hit the bell so you catch the next one. Because the Florida dream is not dead. It just moved to towns nobody is talking about. Yet